Hi, assalamualaikum. I'm Maria and you're watching my channel, and I want to thank you guys for that. Yeah, and especially for this episode, I want to welcome all you bookworms because this is going to be an episode where I'll be talking about the top series that I love and I'm recommending to you guys. Okay, first and foremost, before I begin, I just want to tell you guys sikit lah, okay? I am a housewife slash entrepreneur. So basically, I don't read as much books as you know, as booktubers or whatever they're called, because you know, whenever I read books, I tend to get very immersed in it. So when that happens, I will lose everything in reality, which means I will very likely to procrastinate my work in the reality world. Like, you know, taking care of my kids or cooking or cleaning and all those things. I would try to push them as far as I can. You know, hold on.
Let me finish this chapter.
You know, that kind of thing. So I don't read as much books as I would normally do when I was younger. So that said, these are the top series that I've read. Not recently, since last year, I guess, but I haven't actually talked about it so much. So here's the video for it. Now, first series I'm going to talk about is, if you're an Asian, you're gonna kinda love this, I guess. Today, this is the Crazy Rich Asian punya punya series by Kwan. Okay, so Crazy Rich Asians punya series, we're following this couple, Rachel Chu and also Nicholas Young. So Rachel Chu is an American-born Chinese, or ABC they call it. I didn't know the term. Okay, so she's American-born Chinese and she's a professor at a university. She has what do you call that, PhD in economics. And then Nicholas Young pun is a lecturer at the same university. So these two, they are engaged. And then of course Rachel has to go to see dia punya future in-laws in Singapore. So Rachel ni, dia sebab dia memang American kan, so Nicholas dah biasa dah tengok mak dia, but she's never actually met or even talk about much about Nicholas Young punya family. So she's quite curious lah. But little did she know, Nicholas Young ni is like super rich guy. Okay, he's basically the heir of this wealth lah kan. And she didn't know because he's super humble and sweet, down to earth kan, you know. But the tiba-tiba naik private jet. Oh, what? We're going to we're following Rachel punya adventure lah to meet dia punya future in-laws and then discover the world of crazy rich Asians. So the books ni is like, they're funny, they're very light read. It's also it's interesting to see because there are so many things that we can relate to because we know what it's like to be Asian. There are Malay cultures here, Chinese Malaysian cultures, there's Singaporean cultures, there's Hong Kong, China punya culture. So super fun read, and yeah, I really liked it. I enjoyed it. It's macam adalah parts yang macam stress gitu because Rachel, knowing that Nicholas Young is an heir to a very rich family, so there's family politics in it. So Rachel ni macam, oh my gosh, what the heck, you know, I don't know what to do, Nick, you memang etc. So macam cool lah baca. And then there's so many characters in it as well, and you're gonna love some and you're gonna hate some, and then you want to be like someone in the book. For me, I love Astrid Leong. I rasa macam, wow, she's such a fashionista. I want to be a fashionista too, but it's okay. Now the next book is more towards the adult punya content. Also crime and mystery. I just love detective punya books. I love it. I've read so many, but not all of them made it to my top 3 or whatever lah. Tak meet my expectations so much lah. But except this one, my baby. So I love J.K. Rowling. In case you didn't know, I love J.K. Rowling so much that when she made this book under her macam alias Robert Galbraith, and I just macam crazy. I just went crazy. I bought it and I loved it. So if you know how J.K. Rowling writes for Harry Potter, you would know that for this book, because it's crime mystery, so you're gonna follow this character called Detective Cormoran Strike. So we're following him on his investigations and stuff, and J.K. Rowling will really like describe everything sampai you can see it, you know. So if you're not adult or you're not into gory stuff, don't read it. But because I love detective punya stories ni, I memang. So yeah, if you're into it, get it. The first book is called Cuckoo Calling. I don't have it right now with me, but I'm gonna put a picture here. Okay, so you're gonna follow, like I said, Detective Cormoran Strike on his investigations on this very macam brutal crime kind of thing, and we're gonna also follow dia punya secretary called Robyn, and she's also a very observant, very detailed kind of person, so she does help Detective Cormoran on solving some of the cases, which is really, really awesome. I just love it. So, but unfortunately, the 3 books, they're not the only books. There's gonna be more, I hope. I'm hoping that dah berapa tahun dah rasa since the last book. Let's see. The last book was in 2015. It's already 2018. When's the next book? Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling. When? There's gonna be a series about it. I'm not a fan of macam series or movies that's based on books, especially if the books are so good. It's gonna macam disappoint me a lot, especially because I already imagined the characters, and then to see it in real life, it's like because you know, macam when I watch Harry Potter or when I watch Lord of the Rings, I already read the books before I watched the movies, so you know, you kind of have this kind of imagination, you have this world already built in your mind, and then to see it come alive and like, oh my god, that's not how I imagined him at all, or whatever. So gonna start over, you know. And so now we're gonna go into fantasy punya books. I obviously will recommend Harry Potter books, okay? Don't get me started. Please read Harry Potter books, okay? No matter what age group you are, you're never too young nor too old to read Harry Potter books. Don't you start. Same goes to Lord of the Rings. I really loved the books. When I saw it becoming a movie, I was excited, and I was like disappointed in some parts, because some parts are not as how it was explained in the books. Itulah sedihnya. And now for the newer punya, what do you call that? Newer fantasy books. I have this 3 books. These books are by Sabaa Tahir. It's called EMBER of the Ashes. The series is a 4-book series, so the 4th book will come out next year, inshallah. So right now there's only 3 books. It's called EMBER Quartet lah. So the first one is called EMBER of Ashes, second is Torch Against the Night, and the last one is The Reaper at the Gates. You imagine a world where there are classes and classes of people. There's like a Roman Empire kind of ish. So we're following these 2 characters called Leia and Elias, and then also we're going to follow Helen. So Helen and Elias ni are both from Empire. They're from military school tu lah, called Blackcliff. So they're ni macam trained so aggressively. You're not allowed to be weak. You're not allowed to show weakness. Then they have this macam commandant. I don't know how to say it. When I read it, I called it commandant. I call it commandant. Rupanya is pronounced commandant. Okay, let me see how it's pronounced.
Commandant.
Commandant. Okay, so we're following the commandant punya evilness juga. She's like freaking scary, okay? Sampai I sendiri pun berpeluh-peluh sebab takut. Okay, so reading these books really made me perspire without moving. Okay, can you imagine that? It's full of suspense, politics, and other last light romance, but yeah, most of it is just politics. I personally love Helen from the books. So people are shipping Laya dengan Elias punya relationship, but I don't care for romance so much. I care about character tau, you know. So I love Helen punya character. Okay, I read these 3 books within a week, less than a week lah, in fact, because it's so much gripping tau, and the pace of the story is kind of okay lah. It's not so fast, but there are times yang I macam lost tau. So what's happening? Macam because they're going back and forth, not timeline, but more of the geography dia. Dia macam pergi sini, pergi sana, pergi sini, and I'm like macam what? In conclusion, it's a really good read if you're into series. And yeah, I don't want to spoil anymore. So yeah, these are the 3 series all from different genres that I highly recommend. Macam in this zaman lah. Let me know if you like this kind of, you know, book reviews punya episodes. And also if you have any more series that you'd like to recommend to me, I would love to know. And just so you know, please jangan recommend I buku yang banyak gila pages, because I don't think I can commit to that, you know, because I will macam push away all my responsibilities because I just want to read my book. So okay, that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to know more of the books that I've already recommended on my Instagram, just go on my link and then just find the hashtag that I also include at the description box. Okay, so yeah, bye. Assalamualaikum. Kalau tak jawab dosa, kalau jawab sayang.